So it is just an absolutely perfect Saturday morning in April. So everything is starting to grow, as you can see. The grass is all turning green. What I'm going to be doing today is planting some rhubarb, or rather transplanting some rhubarb from my mom and dad's place, because I've been splitting it for the last maybe 4 or 5 years now, quite a while. Splitting it so that I can have more and more plants to plant other places. It seems like this would be a pretty good spot, either right here or like right here on this back edge, because it gets sunlight kind of right away in the morning and for quite a few hours in the morning. And then on the south side of this building, it stays sunny pretty much all day. I do have a couple other options though for places that I could put the rhubarb. The other place I could put it is over here next to my Quonset, since I've got a bunch of trees right here. This area actually stays pretty shaded for a lot of the time. I don't have to plant it next to a building. It just, for some reason, seems like that's the thing you do. So maybe instead of planting it next to a building, I could just plant it out here, like on this edge of the property. I don't know. I keep having indecision about where to put it. But if I go get it dug up, then we'll see a good spot to put it. Which one? I think we'll take the one that has been repaired with copper pipe. So the ground is still pretty wet, which is why I've put off transplanting the rhubarb until now, because ideally I would have transplanted it while it was a little bit smaller, but you'll see in a minute that it's actually getting pretty big. Wow, yeah, it's a lot bigger than even probably 4 days ago when I looked at it last. So we've tried for years to get stuff to grow around this pole really well, and I planted this stuff here I think in 2017, maybe 2018, and it's doing pretty well. Since that stuff is established pretty nicely there, I think I'm just going to leave it because I want it to continue growing around this pole really well. It's really nice and thick on that side. But all of this rhubarb around that pole and all the way out to here and alongside that building, all of this, all of that rhubarb came from like one patch that was this big. So, but if you consistently split it for 4 or 5 years, you'll get a really good crop of rhubarb. This clump right here we bought, and is like a red rhubarb variety. Notice this really small stuff. This is stuff that I think just got transplanted and spread out last year. So you wouldn't want to dig up and replant that. You want to find a clump that is pretty healthy, pretty big for splitting. So like this clump right here, I would split that clump. This clump, growing it in the garden here, has been really beneficial. In fact, I can show you our other asparagus patch that has to compete with grass, and you'll see there's a very significant difference in the maturity of that stuff right over there compared to the stuff that's growing right here somewhere. In fact, this stuff might have gone extinct. There used to be a patch of rhubarb here. Seriously. Okay, so apparently that stuff went extinct. So never mind about showing that difference. Rhubarb have like really big roots. So you want to start at least 6 inches back from the plant. And they go really deep. So here's what we got. They're like really deep, really kind of like woody roots. I don't really know how else to describe it, but what you can then do is separate off. There's a plant, because we've got a nice thick root right here, and I'm really peeling off the dirt only to show you. But this plant can be separated from the main body of this mother plant, and this will in the next couple years grow a really good rhubarb plant. There's another one. That one will grow. It'll have probably kind of a rough time getting started, but it'll grow. You just kind of break them apart. So this clump right here, I'll leave this clump together, but that'll grow. And this one right here is pretty solidly intertwined, but go ahead and break that off. You will lose some stuff like this. And this piece is so much root, I'm just gonna leave that as is like that. Now, since the rhubarb roots do go so deep, if you took more time to dig, you could get all the way down there and pull out those really deep roots. Doing it this way works pretty good though. So we're gonna leave some of this also here so that we haven't just robbed this spot of everything. So I think we'll put that back in here. And we'll put that back in here to replenish what we've taken. And this clump we'll just take for transplanting. So now we'll want to put these kind of at opposite ends of the hole here to prevent it from drying out very much. You want to put mulch around it. And this plant is going to wilt. This plant is going to look really bad for the first probably couple days. We've taken all those plants from this one clump and we've replaced 2 chunks from it so that this spot will be replenished. I think we'll split this one out. I'm gonna grab a different bucket so I can have the 2 varieties separated, and then we'll take them back to my place and we'll get them stuck in the dirt, and then they just grow. Kind of crunchy. That's not very good. You don't want to do it like that. Might grow though. There, that was better.
I love the noise. I loved the noise of that one that you did.
Of it cracking? I know, isn't it cool? So now we just got to get this stuff separated. This one we're gonna put back. You wanna nicely pack the dirt back around there, Elena? And then here's some more dirt you can crumble back in.
Oh, look.
See, this is a separate plant right here.
Hmm?
Yep, this will grow. This will grow into one of those big plants after a couple years. It's just they have to get split, or they don't have enough space to grow. So now that this plant has room around it, it'll be able to grow and expand and multiply. So now we just gotta head over to my place, get the stuff unloaded and stuck in the dirt. Have anything to say?
Yep. I have some jelly beans.
Maybe you have some jelly beans.
Yeah.
Sure, go ahead. So now we just got to decide where to plant it. Lena, where should I plant
it? Right next to the big tree.
Right next to the big tree? Oh, that's not a bad idea. Just got to get a shovel so I can dig. Oh. Oh no, look at this. Apparently some glass fell out of my window. That's a pain. Anyway, I guess I'll make a video about repairing old windows if you'd like to see that. Oh wait, look, I have a complete old window right here. Maybe I can just put that one up there. Where is the shovel? I have one shovel. I bought it with my money. There's my shovel. All right, I think we found the spot, which is not over by the shed, because what I was noticing over by the shed, since they filled dirt there, it's mostly like gravel, and it looks like it would kind of be dry and gross. So we've come over onto the south side of the property, and there's some big cottonwood trees, but I think we'll just plant it right here, so it's spaced out from the cottonwood, so I can mow on either side of it. And then I'll put in a couple of T-posts to protect it. If they're not deep enough, they'll dry up, so just make sure you get the bottom of the plant pretty deep. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a really nice rhubarb patch. And I'm gonna plant them in a zigzag pattern a little bit so that the roots have pretty good opportunity to spread. We got 3 more kind of smaller plants. I think I'm going to put one of them over here. So this should become a pretty nice healthy patch as long as those plants make it. Alright, so then the red variety starts right here. Not sure if that piece will make it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So now we're gonna go get water and mulch. But yeah, first things first, we gotta water it really good. Do you think my rhubarb will grow, or do you think it'll all die?
I think it will probably grow.
And then over the next couple days, I'll probably just water it a bucket a day to make sure that everything is well saturated. So let's go on a mulch hunt, see if we can find some mulch. So these are all grass clippings from mowing my very big lawn. It's a lot of mowing to do. I have a couple of Dixon lawnmowers I'm gonna try to get going to use for mowing. Just gotta get the mulch really thickly packed around. Yep, we don't want to actually bury the plants, but we want to have a thick mulch so that they don't dry out right away. That's it, that's all the rhubarb. Planted, split, watered, and mulched. I liked your idea about planting it by a big tree. And it's on the south side, so as you can see, middle of the day we've got plenty of sunlight. So they'll be great here. Alright, so today is May 16th, I think. Oh yeah, it is. It's my sister's birthday. I already knew it was May 16th. Today's May 16th. I'm just doing a little update video on what the rhubarb looks like and how well it's doing. I'm over at my mom and dad's right now, and so I'm gonna show the stuff that's here before we head over to my place to show you how that stuff's doing. We're getting some rain right now, which is actually really good. We kind of needed some rain. As you can see, this stuff is growing like super well. The stuff that we transplanted and moved around a little bit, I mean, that stuff like didn't even care. It's all growing super good. And then the stuff around the pole, like, yeah, it's just absolutely beautiful. There's lots of these seed heads. We always cut them off and throw them out because we want the plant to invest its energy into its roots and not have to go up and put seeds. You want some coffee? Anyway, so we'll head over to my place next and take a look at the rhubarb over there. Oh, it smells so nice out here. You can see it, this stuff is having a much rougher time than the stuff over at my mom and dad's place, but really that makes sense. This stuff had gotten dug up, and this plant right here actually still has one leaf on it that's pretty healthy. I don't know if this one's gonna make it though. This one was maybe just not quite as nice as the others. This rhubarb is basically just all in survival mode, so putting up a seed head like that is something that we don't want it to be doing. So we're gonna just rip that off right now, because again, we don't want it to have to put unnecessary energy into a seed head, because we want it to get its roots really established. But seeing as how none of this stuff right here is wilted at all, this is all still alive really well and has grown, I think that it's going to be good to go. And this main core of the patch is going to survive and do well. So that's good. Also, you can see the alfalfa like really sprouted up. Like this is actually almost knee high already. First cutting of hay will be pretty soon. But yeah, it looks good. I'm happy with that. So anyway, I hope that you found this interesting and useful. I'm going to go work on some other things now because it's kind of just cold and rainy today. Talk to you later.